Hello. We've been drinking an MMA podcast. I'm Lousy. I'm here next to,
That's a backhand.
and we are going to be talking about the UFC 289 fights, the predictions, analysis of those fights. And the first fight is Marc-Andre Barriault.
Burial, yeah.
I'm gonna call him Mab or Mabby for short. And he's fighting Eric Anders. I would call him veteran by now.
Definitely 36 years old.
Yep. I'm going. It's going to go the distance, and I'm leaning towards Anders' money line, but I'm definitely going to bet the going distance in this fight.
Yeah, for me, I like the distance. Does make a lot of sense. Just Barrialt's got keeps the hand up. Has a classic boxing where he'll cover his jaw well and put the hand up every time, like clockwork. And Anders' defense has really gotten better over the years.
Yeah, he's more of a grappler wrestler type fighter.
Yeah,
Anders is.
I think he's been honestly his striking has been improving to the point where I'm just like, man, his dominant punch, his dominant hand is getting to the point where it's almost like that's all he needs. He doesn't need a second. He doesn't need a jab. Almost
the switching of the gems actually is helping him with the striking.
Man, because I think he's been coupling it with his defense well. And before he had a lot of heart and he was fun to watch strike. And like you said, got a lot of time on the ground as well in the fights. But now it feels like he's very comfortable on the feet. 36 years of old. Been in the UFC for like 6-7 years now. I'm picking Eric Anders. Really straight up. He's plus 120, $100 to make 120. He's
an underdog.
He's a slight underdog, plus 120, and he's 1 inch reach advantage. He's a southpaw
versus an orthodox. That's interesting.
That's always
interesting.
That's
gonna be good.
And Barriault actually throws more strikes, 6 significant strikes per minute. Anders throws only 3.4.
The pressure with Mab. Or Barriault is it's grinding how much he's on the other person with this strong cardio.
Yeah, he likes to push the pace.
He likes to be on you.
Anders is looking to be, I think, a little bit more calculated with his punches. Barriault does not mind. He really doesn't mind people throwing combinations.
He's like waiting to get hit.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just seems like he's okay. I'm
coming
forward. I'm gonna see what you got, and if you can't do anything, I'm gonna be on you.
Yeah, what I remember is what you also said about in his last fight with Marquez, and it was just combinations back and forth.
It was a barn burner. It was throwing. It was interesting firefight type.
Yeah.
Good.
I think Barriault is throwing lots of combinations. However, it's punches where they're not all super strong in his punch combination. He's doing defense with it, so he's not just coming at you like a monster. Anders is more calculated. Like I said, he's got that great left. That left hand has turned into a weapon at this point. And he knocked out Daugus with it. He switched camps, like you said, right? One fight ago. So I'm thinking like he's kind of got a resurgence here. I think Barriault has good defense. Anders has, I would say, his defense has gotten almost great to the point where it was almost like a flawless victory against Daugus. Yeah. I feel like
Daugus was standing straight up, and Anders was able to pick him apart.
Yeah. Anders also likes to go forward, but Anders, I think, is maybe a little bit better at backing up than Barriault. Barriault's a little bit slower at backing up. Anders can kind of counterpunch, maybe a little bit more calculated with that. And, so these are reasons why
the grappling, the wrestling.
He's got the grappling. He's got 1.2 takedowns a fight, and Barriault doesn't have any. Got 0.2 takedowns.
Yeah, he's not looking. Barriault's not looking to take anybody down.
And so if Anders, like you said, in a 3-round fight, 1 round he decides to wrestle, and Barriault gets held down for a whole round,
and then suck his cardio. Even though Barriault's cardio is amazing, I think if you're being laid on top of for a round and a half, whatever, your cardio is going to be turned into nothing.
Yeah, I did notice that Barriault sometimes, like, he does kind of have good technique, however, a little bit slower backing up, and when it's like that, you can kind of get backed up against the fence when Anders wants to, and then Anders can mix in the takedown. It could be a rough night for Barriault, but Barriault, like we said, throwing 6 significant strikes per minute, so it's going to be a fun fight, and it's not going to be boring at all. Yeah,
the pressure,
both guys,
the cardio. With his cardio, I think he's going to be able to get up every single time that Anders takes him down. So. Yeah, I think it's going to go to distance. So.
I think close fight and distance makes a lot of sense. I might do another little small hedge bet with that because, Barriault might very well just take it. But I like Anders in this, especially with plus 120. I really actually do like him here. I think he has leveled up. So, thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks. Like, subscribe, comment. Thanks, guys.
Hey, guys, this is Backhand.
This is Lousy.
Thanks for joining us. We've been drinking MMA. We're breaking down UFC 289 Nunes Aldana. This is the second fight on the main card. It's Dan Ige. It's a featherweight fight with Dan Ige versus Nate Landwehr. And I'm going with Nate Landwehr.
And I'm going inside the distance. Somebody's going to get knocked out in this one, in my opinion. And I'm leaning towards Ige in this one.
He's a ranked fighter. Landwehr is not ranked. It's a solid pick. Ige ranked number 13. And Ige came off a TKO win in his last fight versus Damon Jackson. And in the second, and funny enough, Nate Landwehr, his opponent, just TKO submitted with a rear naked choke against Austin Lingo in his last fight in the second round. I think second round this could be a finish. I think it's a smart pick for the finish. Dan Ige is minus $260 to make $100. Landwehr getting huge money plus $100 to make $200. I love the money on it. So, they're both coming off a KO.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry, they're both coming off a second round finish. This is amazing. It's going to be a great fight.
Second round. Somebody's getting finished. Just look at their.
Night, right?
This is going to be. This has got to be the fight of the night. I mean, this is going to be a barn burner type fight. I don't think it's going to be take them down, grind them out type fight. I think it's going to be I'm going to try to knock you out or choke you out type fight.
And not to what do you call it? Insult or disrespect any of the fighters on the card. I just feel like Landwehr Ige may be the most hard on this card. It just feels like if they get hit, they're going to keep coming forward.
Yeah, and the chins on these people. I think Landwehr is straight up crazy. He might be out of his mind, like certifiable.
Certifiably insane.
But like,
yeah,
the way he goes forward, the way he throws with attention, it makes me. The way I'm talking about Landwehr is like I'm voting for him. I'm going with the other guy, but I think Landwehr is a great fighter.
So this is an interesting thing. Landwehr is 1 inch reach advantage, but he's got a 2 inch height advantage. The other thing, though, is it's not just a 2 inch height advantage. Like you can see when Landwehr stands there, Landwehr's legs are very long for the weight class of featherweight. It reminds me of McGregor. When McGregor had that leg reach and you could just front kick to the stomach, a side kick, oblique kick to the leg, to the thigh. Great distance control. He mixes up the kicks from a side kick to the leg to a solid strong leg kick, aggressive leg kick to a front kick. He can mix up the pace, the speeds. And hit you from different angles with it. And that's just his legs to start. You know what I mean? So this is gonna be a fun fight with Ige probably coming forward maybe a little bit more. Landwehr does like to stand
the balanced standard attack.
Ige doesn't give up going forward.
Yeah.
Like that's what he does.
He's
like,
pressure.
Some people you say, oh yeah, that person likes to go forward, but Ige was born to go forward.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened in his upbringing, but whatever it is, he is born.
He has a good chin.
If
you have time, watch that Josh Emmett fight against Ige.
I'm definitely gonna watch that one.
Two people that can throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna. But in this fight, Landwehr with his he throws with attention. It's just gonna be a good fight.
So, in my opinion, I think Dan Ige is gonna probably go forward a little bit more than Landwehr. We saw Landwehr likes to go forward and go in the pocket, but Lingo went forward, and Landwehr had to counterpunch a lot of the fight. So I just think Ige likes to go forward like Lingo did, Landwehr's last opponent. So Ige is gonna be going forward. Ige is gonna be putting the pressure. Ige's got the well, actually, you know what's crazy is that Ige throws 3.8 significant strikes per minute, and Landwehr throws 6.4 significant strikes per minute. And that has to do with, I think, Ige is more of a puncher. Ige doesn't really throw leg kicks to the leg, but Ige has really good head kicks, and he has good body kicks too. But Landwehr has it's close to a head kick is almost as good as Ige's, but then Landwehr also has like different types of kicks to the body, from the front kick to any kick to the body to again those front kicks to the leg. Just mixes up the paces.
His jab that sets up a head kick
messes up your rhythm. The other thing though, so basically what I'm saying is that I feel like Landwehr is going to get more strikes in because he's going to have a variety of kicks, not just one type of kick, 3, 4, 5 different types of angles of kicks.
With intention.
They can damage. They can just break your concentration. There's different reasons for why he throws it. Sometimes he just does it for him to get rhythm. Sometimes it's just there to throw off your mix it up against his opponent. It's just hard to read Landwehr what he's going to throw. Landwehr also takes what you give him. Ige again, he likes to go forward. Ige throws the jab. Ige's got a really good jab. Landwehr also has I would say almost maybe as good a jab, or maybe it's close. I don't know who has it, but Landwehr is more active with it. That's why I like Landwehr again with the strike count with the jab. So I see the jab landing and just at least throwing Ige off. I see the kicks landing a lot more for Landwehr. I think Ige going forward is a problem for anyone, and he's got great balance, Ige, when he goes forward. So no matter if you can even touch him a little bit, he's not going to stop, and it's tough to beat a guy like that. But I just feel like Landwehr is slick with the head movement to the point where Ige sometimes, if you ever can make Ige go backward, or sometimes, just switch it up a little bit against Ige and take offense on him, I think Ige's defense is pretty good. But Landwehr, I'm telling you, this guy's head movement, he looks like he used to be a boxer, kind of like McGregor, where he's got slick head movement. Gets the elbow high on his head, and if you punch him, he knows how to roll with the punches, a lot like the great boxer Roberto Duran. So I see that in him, that his boxing is actually, his defense is actually phenomenal, very slick, and his timing, when you're just there to be hit a little bit, he just lands awkward angled short punches, very awkward, and he just does it almost like a crazy person would, like McGregor. You're like, how is this guy doing it?
Right.
It's because he's crazy. And crazy people, they don't mind being in really uncomfortable situations because they're crazy.
Yeah.
And I just think Landwehr has the edge in crazy. And I think the craziness of his different punches that he lands, the countering, it's going to be a very fun fight of the night for us.
Yes. Landwehr's there for a reason. Ige's there to try to get him out of there. I think it's going to be inside the distance. I think that's probably going to be a lock for me.
These guys do not quit putting the pressure and going for the finish, man. They are looking for the finish. Look at how they finish their last opponents. It's amazing. They have killer instinct, and they just do. It's going to be fight of the night, and we're super excited about this one. Thanks for tuning in for this one, guys.
Like, subscribe, comment. Thanks, everybody. Welcome to the We've Been Drinking MMA podcast. We are talking about the UFC 289 Nunes Aldana card, and right now we're talking about the Mike Mallet versus Adam Fugitt fight. I am going Mike Mallet by decision, and I'm going
wait. By decision. Mallet by decision?
No,
there it is.
I did say decision, but I do not mean that. I make Mike Mallet, and my decision is Mike Mallet by submission. That came out wrong. And a smaller bet going inside the distance.
I'm going Mike Mallet by finish as well. We'll see what the odds are on the KO and the submission. I might mix a little bit of both on the bets, and we'll see. But definitely Mike Mallet by finish, whatever that is. He's minus 210, so we're trying to get it down to even money to make it like $100 to make $150 or something. So we're very confident because basically Mike Mallet is a monster.
Yeah.
And cutting off the cage. He cuts off the cage. That's like an understatement.
The pressure that he puts on people.
Man,
yeah, maybe that's going to be better for Fugitt if he does put pressure on him, because Fugitt finds a way to put people on the ground as well. 4.7 takedowns a fight.
Yep.
But I think Mike Mallet's aggressiveness and his takedowns is going to get him out of there.
Mallet is very competent on the ground. His last fight finished by submission. He's just a guy that likes to go forward. Fugitt also likes to go forward. However, if Fugitt does get to go forward in his fight, he does well. However, in a fight where Fugitt gets backed up a little bit by a guy who's more aggressive, all of a sudden his defense starts breaking down a little bit. But what I like about Fugitt is, first of all, he's got a 4-inch reach advantage over Mike Mallet. Fugitt throws a lot of different types of kicks. They're not the fastest kicks, though, so it's not too much to worry about as a Mike Mallet person betting on Mike Mallet. But Fugitt is awkward. I would say his movement is awkward. He goes
style
up and down like Tony Ferguson, just awkward. Dominic Cruz.
His head movement.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, his head movement is really weird. Bends in weird
Dominic
places.
Cruz-esque.
Yeah, Dominic Cruz-esque. He's just a little bit slower. He's just not on that level.
Not as good as a fighter.
Just not as good as a fighter, but is making the strange movements work for him. And what's great about Fugitt in this fight, as far as betting on Mallet to win by finish, either KO or submission, is that Fugitt, in all of his fights except for one, which is the second fight, but all the other fights, Fugitt has either finished his opponent or gotten finished himself.
Yes.
So
he's looking to get people out of there, and with his aggressiveness might be a problem.
Puts his head in harm's way. Like I said, he did finish his last fight. However, there were situations against Kinoshita. Yusaku Kinoshita is his last opponent. He ended up actually TKOing Kinoshita. But it was one of those fights where I think it was on the ground, the finish or whatever. It was just kind of like whatever. It was a he did okay, but the thing is that when he was getting backed up, man, his head was open to be hit a lot. Kinoshita just didn't have that killer punch, killer instinct.
His power to get him out of there.
Yeah, man, he was good at the range punches. When he got close to actually really hurt and clip Fujit, he just kind of like his punches he just got tense and he just couldn't. Mallet feels no pressure.
Yeah, he wants the pressure.
Yeah, I think Mallet needs pressure in order to actually want to.
Let me ask you a legit question about this fight. With this takedown average and his significant strike average for Fujit.
Yeah.
It's because of his the competition that he's been facing. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Or do you think he's actually that good to have that type of numbers?
It's hard for me. I just think it's a combination of things. I think he goes to finish or get finished. That's number one. And he throws a lot of strikes, and he starts with kicks. So that's what is a smart thing. John Jones, who's one of the greatest fighters ever, same thing. You want to kick more if you have that leg reach. And then what happens is that if they can get past that, then you can throw your punches and stuff. But you're just racking up points. You're confusing your opponents.
Yeah.
You're frustrating their opponents, and all of a sudden you can take them down and TKO them. So Fujit is just one of those fighters where if you let him get to you, he's so awkward that you're not trained for it. It's gonna be strange.
It's gonna be a long night. Yeah.
Long night. So I think it's like what you say. Sometimes you don't just get finished because the other guy's better than you, or you make a mistake. Sometimes you just get frustrated and you just go, "I want to quit. I'm tired of fighting."
Then you go aggressive and then straightforward without a plan.
We've seen it with people like Tony Ferguson. Same thing. Tony Ferguson was not necessarily the best fighter, like technically at all, but he would make people quit. Like people just goes like, dude, I'm sick of just all these different angles. I'm sick of all these ridiculous lead elbows, and he's got like a huge long reach advantage over. I can't take it. Fujit does have a reach advantage here. He is Tony Ferguson-esque in a sense because of that, and he's got long legs as well. He uses those, so awkward. And he's a southpaw. That's another weird thing. So it's going to be an awkward fight in the beginning. Mallet's going to, but the thing is Mallet figures you out pretty quick. And Mallet is when he throws he throws kicks to the front kicks. He'll throw a side kick again, and he's got power on everything. Yet it's still tight. Like it's not like forced or he's off balance at all. It's just very tight and strong and powerful, and he gets back to his defense right away. So even though he's offense, he's not putting his head in harm's way, which is phenomenal for a monster like that.
He has a plan.
He's got a plan, man. And so the thing is, like we said, Fujit is good going forward, but when Fujit somehow gets backed up, it's his head is there to be hit a lot, and I just feel like it's gonna be. It feels like it's going to be in the first. Only reason it might not be is that Fujit's reach advantage, and that could be maybe why it's in the second.
The only reason I said second is because I think it's going to be a slow fight in the beginning.
I think that's fair to say.
They're going to feel each other out type ones.
Awkward.
And then it's going to be straight up pressure on the second.
I have to agree. It's not easy to fight a southpaw who's got a 4-inch reach advantage and awkward style. So Mallet for the win. I think eventually Mallet just catches him with a punch.
By finish. Correct?
Yeah, by finish, and I think Mallet's gonna get him with a punch. He just darts in and he's smart about it. Angles off, cuts off the cage, fast, really purposeful with his punches. Just looks like a guy who not only is gonna crack the top 7 in my opinion, like within the next 2 years, but will stay there for a while.
Yeah.
He seems like a guy he looks like he truly belongs in the top 7, and he's gonna be there for a while.
And he's there for a reason. Yeah. Yeah, I got you. Yep. So I'm going with Mike Mallet by submission, and inside the distance is a smart bet. But I don't know what the price is on that, but by submission is my guess.
Yep.
So
yeah, Fujit likes either finish or get finished. Mallet only finishes, so it's going to end in finish for sure. That's great. That's a great little. I might do that as a small hedge bet too.
So thanks everybody for listening. Like, subscribe, comment.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Continue listening to the We've Been Drinking MMA, breaking down UFC 289, Amanda Nunes versus Irene Aldana. This is the co-main event. Oliveira Dariush is backhand, by the way.
And this is lousy.
And I'm picking Charles Oliveira.
And I am picking Beneil Dariush.
Is kind of a toss-up coin flip fight. Dariush is a minus 150 favorite. Oliveira plus 120, $100 to make 120. And
it's not good to twist. Oliveira is a great fighter. I just think Dariush with his striking and his takedown defense is going to get him out of there.
8-fight win streak for Dariush. 8 fights in a row. And they're both 5'10", 34 years old for Dariush, 33 years old for Oliveira. It's like equal everywhere, basically. 2-inch reach advantage for Oliveira. 3.4 significant strikes, 3.8 significant strikes for Dariush. That's basically equal. And again, two takedowns per fight for each guy, basically. I mean, it's as even as it gets, and it's reflected on the odds. Oliveira, the former champ, who had a great run, finished everybody on his title run, including Michael Chandler to get the belt, where he almost got knocked out himself in the first.
This is top level fighting,
thrilling fights.
Yeah,
and top level, top guys. Knocked out or submitted Dustin Poirier, submitted Gaethje, but knocked Gaethje down, which was super impressive because Gaethje, everyone has so much respect for him. And then of course he lost by submission to Makhachev, and Makhachev is that guy who has got a great mix of striking and takedowns, and just is overall,
his pressure with his takedowns isn't.
Not to mention Khabib teaching him things like how to throw people, how to just to be an all around just grappling savage.
It's all about like what type of fight you think this is going to be. If this is going to be a grappling, take him down type fighter, fight, you pick Oliveira. And if you think like Dariush is going to stuff those takedowns and keep it on the feet with the striking, pick Dariush. I mean, it's all depending on what kind of fight you think this is going to be. I think it's going to be
distance makes sense.
Going the distance, that makes a huge difference here, and it's going to. If this is a 5-round fight, I would say somebody's going to be taken out there. But like if it's a 3-round fight, it's going to be a very, very easy going the distance type fight.
Dariush does a good job. The one thing is that he uses his like kind of front kick to the body to kind of keep distance a lot, and it's just he's gotten really smart throughout his 8-fight win streak. He keeps a distance well. The one thing I don't like that he does though is that he kind of hunches his head over. And that shows me that he's susceptible to a jab. Oliveira doesn't have necessarily the best jab, but Oliveira is aggressive and can land some straight punches on him, I feel. Dariush, you can't take him down, basically. He just, like, if you do take him down, he gets up right away. Like, he's got phenomenal reactions and amazing, just knows
the experience that he has. He just knows.
Off of it is amazing. Yeah, you can't keep him down. Unless you're Makhachev. I think Dariush can take down Oliveira because Oliveira got taken down by Makhachev multiple times. So that'll be a problem for Oliveira possibly. But Oliveira knows how to kind of do damage on the ground and kind of get back to his feet like he did against Oliveira. Actually, he got taken down multiple times, like I said, against Islam. But in the second round, that was the first round. Second round, he was able to be strong in the clinch. So it's one of those fights that I might even wait a little bit of time because Dariush might kind of go forward and kind of, maybe take him down, and it might be a tough first round, as well as Oliveira got finished in the last fight. Not easy to come back, so maybe Oliveira will come down in price, and maybe I can get him for plus 200. I think I think Dariush throws with combinations. I think Oliveira doesn't throw so much with combinations. He throws with like a 1-2, and he throws like a fast snapping front leg kick. He throws like maybe some strong leg. Kick to the stomach. Front kick to the stomach. Throws pretty fast leg kicks. Dariush has pretty decent leg kicks. But just Oliveira has, I think, just a little bit more snap in his front kick. That's how he keeps distance. So they both kind of do the same thing to keep distance. It's a nice. That's why I feel like going the distance is a good bet. I think Oliveira is proven as far as his striking. I mean, struck with the best fighters. Yeah, he did get knocked down by everybody, literally. I mean, Chandler should have. I mean, I thought he was asleep against Chandler, and then he might have gotten woken back up with another punch. And then
that's funny. Like wake up, boom!
It's crazy. Like if Chandler just would have been like, I think he's done. Like I think maybe the fight would have been over.
Are we done now? What's going?
Definitely with pride rules with a soccer kick, it would have been. He's like, oh, he's down. Kick one more kick to that. Like it would have been done. But
the pride rules.
Yeah, then he would have never maybe become champion possibly. But he's got the heart of a champion. He came back. He woke up, and in the second round, he finished him in the first 30 seconds. There was an exchange. Chandler kind of go forward, and like you said, he just goes straight. He doesn't really go in angles, and he went straight, went to the punch, and Oliveira just said, "All right, I'm stepping in," and boom. Like that's how we talk about the heart of Oliveira. He's got killer instinct, and he's got the heart of a champion. He really does. Gaethje, Gaethje didn't knock him. Poirier knocked him out. Gaethje did knock him down, didn't he? Gaethje knocked him down, but that was probably Oliveira kind of like playing a little head game with Gaethje, and then he ended up knocking out Gaethje in the first round back, and then he got his back and then submitted him. So Oliveira is he I feel like Dariush keeps a distance better. Oliveira comes forward a little bit too close, I would say. He stands to people.
The pressure.
Man, he reminds me of Landwehr, who's on this card as well. Just like it's fun to watch them fight. They got so much heart. They're partially crazy, but that's why they're so fun. If when they're in big fights, it's just they are crazy, and it's so fun to watch these guys like him and McGregor and people like that. But even more like Oliveira than McGregor, just because Oliveira stands in the pocket and he's just crazy and just keeps his hand. It's like his hand. He just keeps his hand there and just moves.
Who are you talking about?
Oliveira. He just move it to the left or the right just a little bit, like 2 inches left and right, and then just kind of move his head a little bit, but not like big head movement, just a little bit. He's crazy. I love to watch him fight.
This is gonna be a great fight.
This is a great fight here. Dariush, like I said, throws combinations. Oliveira is more like the 1-2 guy. Straight punches more so, and unorthodox with the flying knees. Just more athletic, I would say, than Dariush.
So what's your pick?
I'm going with Oliveira.
Oliveira.
Yeah.
Straight up
Oliveira.
Going the distance.
Yeah, and then also small bet going the distance.
Okay.
For a hedge.
I'm big Dariush. And then by decision, and then going the distance.
I think the main thing is that I just feel like Dariush has gotten really good at mixing up the wrestling with the strikes and things like that, and he's fought Gamrot, who's not the best striker. Tony Ferguson was shot right against Gaethje. Holtzman, pretty good. I don't see anyone in the top 5 other than Ferguson, but Ferguson, let's be honest, was never the same after Gaethje, and Dariush just took him down a bunch. So
he was never the same after Chandler either. Jeez. That was crazy.
Oh God, that was the finishing. Oh man, it's so
that kick.
Tough for me to think. I blocked that out.
Like you block it out, and you're like, oh yeah, he did that kick. Oh my God.
So this is one of those fights though. Dariush on an 8-fight win streak. He's progressing. He knows how to keep the distance. Oliveira just come off a loss. It's hard to predict. Not an easy fight to predict. I just feel like Oliveira is a kill or be killed. It's just fun, and I just think that Dariush has a head hunched, and Oliveira can, if Oliveira is smart about it and doesn't go too crazy. If he goes too crazy and goes too far in, Dariush can take him down. But we'll see how it turns out with that style matchup. Gonna be fun to watch, guys. So appreciate the listening.
Thanks again, guys. Like, subscribe, comment. Welcome to the We've Been Drinking MMA podcast. We are talking about the UFC 289, the Nunes Aldana fight. By the way, I am lousy.
As a backhand.
And we are talking about the main event, the Nunes Aldana fight, and I am going Amanda Nunes. Thanks, everybody.
Good night. Okay. That was a walk-off. He's actually gone. He left the building, actually. I'm going with Amanda Nunes as well. This is funny. She's actually minus 330.
We're still doing this? What's going on here?
Like, why? No disrespect, but
this is
good night, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to UFC 289.
Nah. No, but like
this fight is
this is like
it's bad. It's a bad matchup.
You know how like college football, they need to throw in games like just so they have a schedule.
Yeah.
It's about as even though Aldana is a UFC fighter, I think Nunes is Alabama, and then Aldana is like Iowa State. You know what I mean?
I mean, just on paper, the fact that Aldana has a loss 3 fights ago.
Yeah.
To Holly Holm.
Yes.
No offense to Holly Holm, but Holly Holm is not right now a person who anyone says, "Hey, let's throw her in there with Nunes," right? So, and Aldana just lost to Holly Holm 3 fights ago, and then she beat 2 fights ago. She beat Yana Santos, who's not a threat, to the title.
Macy
Chiasson, who's not even, I don't think, top 5, and Macy Chiasson literally loses fight. I don't know if she's there to fight because she loses very precarious ways, really weird.
Seems like
ways.
She gives up.
It seems like she quit. Either she's quitting or throwing fights. Either way, a win over Macy Chiasson, who's I don't feel she's top. She's striker, one-dimensional, and then Santos, and then you get a title shot. Aldana is a good fighter. No, don't want to take that away from her, but her it just doesn't make any sense for a title shot. Only reason it makes sense is because for some reason Nunes Pena Part 3 didn't happen. I rewatched the Nunes Pena Part 2 fight, and it was interesting because you look at the strike count, which you can't always take that
Especially significant strikes. You can't take that into account.
Yeah, take it with a grain of salt because it was even on round 1 and 2, and then, of course, Nunes took her down, Pena, for round 3, 4, and 5 and just dominated. So she could have maybe won every round, but she could have also dropped the first 2, just depending on whoever's scoring it. But the point is that Nunes had a good performance. Pena, Nunes, the trilogy, I think, was being talked about, and I don't know why this happened with Aldana, but it feels like Aldana is like replacing the actual big pay-per-view fight that should have happened. So
she was like, instead of Pena, like if Pena backs out, then you're up for the title. Mm-hmm. Like I think that's realistic right here for this fight.
To be fair, Aldana has fast leg kicks. I think maybe almost as fast as Nunes.
And Aldana's a professional boxer, so
yeah. She got good counters. She's got some good KO wins. Over Caitlin Vieira, who's a really solid, a person that I respect as a really good MMA fighter.
Yes.
And she got a KO win over her 4 fights ago. So, it's not like she doesn't have a good record. I'm just saying her last 3 fights, it's just not enough, in my opinion, for a shot. But she's here. She's got fast leg kicks, just like Nunes. She is a little bit slow. That's her problem, is that Nunes is the GOAT.
Yeah.
Nunes is fast and Aldana is not fast. So
is one-dimensional Aldana?
One-dimensional meaning because if she that's the other thing is that she's susceptible to the takedown. She got taken down by Macy Chiasson 2 or 3 times in her last fight, and Macy Chiasson is basically a pure striker.
Yeah.
A Muay Thai fighter. So a stand-up fighter. So how the hell is Aldana going to stop Nunes from taking her down? By the way, to your point, you're right. One-dimensional, and we talked about this, is that, Nunes took down Pena. Pena's the grappler.
Yes.
How the hell is Aldana? If Aldana can't stop a pure striker from taking her down, Nunes could literally just take Aldana down for 5 rounds.
Whenever she wants.
And hold her down, because Nunes is great at jiu-jitsu, so... It's like Aldana, fast leg kicks, but she's susceptible to the takedown. She's slow. She goes forward relatively fast, but backing up very slow. So if she misses a punch, backing up, she's gonna get taken down.
Right.
That's number 1. Can't win the fight there. Number 2, Aldana's right punch. Her dominant punch. She's orthodox, so her right hand is good, but it's not nearly as fast as it's close, but it's not good enough for against Nunes's punch. And Nunes can strike with both hands. Proof is you saw Nunes did the southpaw stance. She fought the southpaw against Pena in the last fight. She fought with her left hand as her dominant punch instead of her right. So Nunes can literally switch it, And Aldana's right hand is not as good as Amanda's left. That's just straight up. So on top of that, Aldana has an okay jab, but she doesn't use it much. And Aldana does not really use the left with power or speed at all. She's not comfortable with it. So she really has only one arm in this fight. And it's not as good as Nunes' bad arm. So
that's a problem. That's a problem.
A lot of problems. I feel like minus 330 for Nunes is an absolute steal. I know a lot of people would say maybe, she's priced out. No way. I think she's minus 500. I think she's all over Aldana with takedowns to the punching to the just dynamic, variety of strikes. It's easy fight, I think.
This is 5 rounds?
Yeah. 5-round fight.
So inside the distance? Inside.
I think Nunes is too smart. Nunes might not go for the finish and might just go for takedowns because Aldana does have KOs on her record against good fighters. And Nunes, when she goes against a person who knows how to strike really well, like Jermaine Durandamy or Aldana, fighters like this that are really good at striking, that are actually, relatively, go like, wow, look at their highlights. Yeah. Then Nunes usually goes for takedowns usually. So I'm thinking that it could be a boring decision. That's why I'm just going to bet Nunes straight up. Minus $330 to make 100.
It's probably the easiest pick that you're going to pick in this card.
100% my lock. I like Aldana. I thought, when I saw her fight a couple years ago, I was like, wow, she has potential. But just looking at her, the progression is she's got good KO power, but she's not fast.
Amanda's smart enough not to just keep it on the feet.
Aldana pressures, but Aldana does not pressure like Pena. You know what I mean? Pena pressures a lot. Aldana doesn't pressure nearly as much as that to really knock out Nunes, even with a fluke. On top of that, Aldana is relatively fast going forward, only with one punch. She doesn't throw with her left, only her right. And then when she backs up, when she misses, she's too slow, and then Nunes can easily counter. She can do anything she wants, take her down. Right. It's just a horrible style matchup, in my opinion. And I think, I love it as my lock. So,
yes. Thanks everybody for listening. Like, subscribe, comment. We would love to have some comments on this one. So thanks, everybody.
Appreciate it.